Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brittany. This is Chloe. She's wearing purple today, so every week she'll have a different color flower. This one is for hopefully springtime coming. Alright, so my name is Brittany. I am a physical therapist assistant here at Innovative PT Solutions. This is our Wellness Wednesday, and we are going to do part 2 of the core work that we did last week. So Chloe and I are going to do a little bit of a review. Last week I told you a little bit about the core, how it's not just the front, not just the like six-pack everyone thinks or talks about. The core is actually a box. It is a front, it is a back, it is the sides, and it's a top and a bottom. It is the full torso in the center here. So, we talked about the front being the transverse abdominals. That's going to be the lower, kind of more, the deeper layer of the core muscles. The sides are your internal and external obliques. Chloe's getting comfortable here. She's just getting warmed up. The top is going to be your diaphragm. The bottom is your pelvic floor. And the back is your extensors. So you have the erector spinae, the quadratus lumborum. You have some multifidus in there. So there's a couple different muscles that are working in through your core when you do this, when you do certain exercises. All right. So we're going to do a quick review of last week's exercises. I hope you've been working on them and found those muscles, found the certain muscles that I wanted you to find in order to make these progressions. If you have not mastered the last week's exercises and finding those muscles, please do not progress on and end up injuring yourself, because I really want those muscles to be active, firing, and have that mind-muscle connection before entering into this next phase, those progressions, the new exercises for this week. So a quick refresh, just as a reminder of what you should have practiced over the last week. First one is your diaphragmatic breathing. You can do this laying down, sitting, standing, walking. It's going to be easiest if you actually start in the lying position. Put one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. This is belly breathing, so breathing through the diaphragm, through the belly, avoiding your chest or your top hand to move. So come up, inhale through the belly, exhale. You should be able to breathe all the way through a full inhale and a full exhale without moving your chest or your upper traps. Next, we're going to go into the transverse abdominals. So that was when you inhale, exhale, bring that belly button to your spine. Try to keep a neutral spine here, so there should be a little gap underneath your lower back. Bring that belly button into your spine, hold it there, and then relax. So breathe in, breathe out, belly button to your spine, hold it right there, and relax. We also added some arm and leg movements last week, so you held that transverse abdominal contraction. That belly button's to your spine, your back is in neutral position, so there's no tilting up either way. Holding that belly button to your spine, moving one arm up, There's 5. Then the other arm. That belly button is still in towards my spine. And then your legs. So that belly button is in. I should still be able to breathe. My breathing is regular, but I'm still holding that tight at my belly button. And then the other leg. Good. And then we went into the pelvic floor. So that is when you want to kind of draw up and in, almost like you're gonna hold passing gas. Those muscles can be found if you're sitting on like a rolled up towel. Remember, you can reference to last week's video, and you're drawing up and in, holding there, and then relaxing. So tightening those pelvic floor muscles, helping stabilize your core, and then relax. So you can add that into, I'm going to start showing you some progressions here. So we just did the belly button, so you're going to do the transverse abdominals, the belly button to your spine, hold that, draw up and in with your pelvic floor, hold there, remember you're still breathing, hold it, and then relax. So find those 2 muscle groups, belly button to your spine, bringing that pelvic floor up and in, hold, and relax. Let's do that a few more times. And you can do this sitting in a chair as well. You can do this sitting right at your desk, finding these muscles. Relax. One more time, belly button in, drawing up, and relax. So now you're going to do belly button to your spine, drawing in that pelvic floor, and then you're going to let one knee fall out. So belly button in, hold that, pelvic floor, come up, let that knee fall out to the side. Do not lose the pelvic floor or the transverse abdominals, and then bring it back in and relax. Try that again. Belly button to your spine, draw that pelvic floor up and in, let that knee fall out to the side, only as far as you can go with holding that. Bring it back up in and relax. Let's repeat that a few more times. This takes a lot of focus and concentration. So if you can find a quiet room or a quiet space that you can do this, it will work a lot easier and a lot better for you than if you have chaos going on or your mind is elsewhere. Keep going. Let's do one more on this side, and then you're going to switch to the other leg. Good. Same thing, just switch legs. Find that belly button to your spine. Draw that pelvic floor up and in. Let that opposite knee drop out to the side, and then come back in and relax. Let's do one more. Good. Go ahead and relax. Give yourself a little break. And then we're going to come up. We're going to challenge that transverse abdominals one more time. You're going to come up so your arms are at 90 degrees. Bring one leg up at a time so your legs are at 90 degrees. Bring that belly button to your spine. Remember, you're not changing how your spine is rotated. So you're keeping neutral spine. You're not flexing or extending. You're not pressing your back down. You're going to keep a neutral spine. Hold that belly button in and then extend one arm and the opposite leg. That belly button should not move. Try to keep it right there while you're extending each arm and leg. This is 8. We're going to do 2 more and then switch sides. Good. Now if you need a break, bring one leg down at a time. Take a little breather. Bring those arms back up. One leg up at a time. Find that belly button to your spine. And then the opposite sides. Remember to breathe. This is 6. And here's 10. Good. Bring one leg down at a time. Relax. Good. Take a break. So that is targeting the front. You did the top and the bottom, so that's those 3 segments of the core. We're going to move on to the sides next. So last week I showed you a side plank. You can do, so I'll show you the modified version. You're going to come up with one knee bent, tightening those side core muscles, holding it there. To progress from there, last week I showed you a full side plank coming up like this. I also showed you, I think I showed you the hip dips, so you're coming up, tightening, and then back down, coming up, tightening, back down. That would be a progression to each of those. So let's do 10. You can either hold a side plank like this, or hold a side plank like this, or if you want to join me in some of those hip dips, let's do 10 on each side. Ready? Come up, hold, back down, up, hold, 2, back down. Here's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you should feel that belly button to your spine still. 8, 9, one more, and 10. And then we're going to flip over and do 10 on the other side. You can start by holding a side plank for 20 or 30 seconds and see if you can maintain that for a longer period of time. Or you can go and do 10 of these repetitions, 1 or 2 sets on each side as well. All right, ready? Come up, hold, and down. 1. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. All right, Chloe's almost finished the bone that I brought her today. So I brought a backup toy. All right, so next, if you want to take that a step further, you can try what is called a T rotation. So you would actually start in a high plank position, just like this. So your butt is down, shoulders are back away from your ears and down, and then you're going to come up, balancing here, and then come back down. And you can repeat that on one side 10 times, or mix it up and rotate to the opposite side. So you can come up, hold, come back down, other side. When you're doing this exercise, you should be log rolling. Your back is nice and stable. You should have your belly button to your spine so your core, your abdominals are engaged. Your sides are going to be engaged when you're rotating, keeping that hip from falling right down to the floor. Your pelvic floor might be a little tight just to hold your body in conjunction to the transverse abdominals, and make sure you're breathing. You want to keep that breath regular without tightening up your upper traps. So let's do a few of those. And if you want to add a little extra component to it, you can add a push-up in the center. So you can come up. Remember, this is a progression. If you need to roll it back and start with just the side planks or the modified side plank, start there and work your way up from there. Ready? Up into a high plank position. Hold it there. Find all of those muscles to contract. Keep your breathing regular so you're nice and strong. Come up into that T rotation. Hold it there. Do not let your hips fall. Come back down. Other side. And if you want to add a push-up here, come down into a push-up, come back up, hold, find that position, hold it there, and then come back down. You can add a push-up in between each rotation. Hold. Let's do a few more of these. And you can go for a time, whether you go for 30 seconds of going back and forth, or you can go for a repetition where you do 10 rotations to one side or 10 rotations alternating sides. So again, start with one of the easier, more basic exercises. Perfect that. Find those muscles so when you're doing the progressions, you know what muscles you're looking for to contract to hold that position. All right. And then the back. So we've worked on the diaphragmatic breathing. We worked on progressions for the pelvic floor. We worked on progressions for the sides, the internal, external obliques, And then we also just worked on the transverse abdominals too. So next is the back. The back is going to consist of the one exercise last week that we did on our stomach, lifting one leg up at a time, and then going into the opposite arm and leg, or I guess we started with the arms, then we went into the legs, and then we did opposite arm and leg, and then we did a full Superman. So we're gonna do just a couple of those. We're gonna start with opposite arm and leg. We'll do 10 repetitions on each side, and then we're gonna go into the progression for that. So come on down onto your belly. And again, if you need to start with just lifting one arm up, that is fine. If you want to start with just lifting one leg up, perfecting that, strengthening those muscles, that is fine. You can come up here. Go ahead and lay down. So, we're going to go into the opposite arm and leg today. Again, I'm going to stress this, reference back to my last week's video, and make sure you have the basics down before progressing. All right. Ready? Opposite arm and leg coming up. Good. We're going to do 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you can go into the Superman. Both arms, both legs. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, without kicking anyone, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So those are difficult enough. You can keep with those. Or if you want a progression, take it up into a high plank. So that means you're up into this position. Again, you want the transverse abdominals, so that belly button is in. You might have a little tightness into that pelvic floor. Breathing should be regular, and your sides are keeping nice and tight because it's going to keep you from rocking. All right. I think Chloe's going to help us on this one. We'll see. So you're going to come up into that high plank, and same thing. You can start by, I do a little bit wider stance with my legs here, lifting one arm up. Same thing as when you're on your stomach. Other arm. Trying to keep your body from rotating too much, okay? And then you're going to lift one leg. And then the other leg. And then opposite arm and leg. This is very difficult. Find that balance point, come up and back down. And then the other side. You will not be doing both arms and both legs on that one. If you do, you are on a whole nother level. And I envy you if you can do a full flying, like jumping jack in the air. So those are progressions to the exercises last week. And next week it will be St. Patrick's Day. So Chloe will have a different color flower for that. And we will do a lower body or just lower extremity kind of exercises that we do on a normal basis here at Innovative. And again, you can reference these if you're a patient or not a patient. And if you are finding that something is not working, something is not clicking, and you're doing these exercises and you're like, wait a minute, my balance isn't where I want it to be, or my core is not where I want it to be, give us a call and we can walk you through how to come into the clinic, get started, and find those muscles. So you need these muscles, you need balance, you need strength in order to live your life and do the things that you want to. All right. I hope everyone has a great day. Get outside and enjoy the weather. It is beautiful out. The sun is shining. It is warming up, and I hope to see you next week for some lower extremity overall strengthening and stretching. All right. Bye.